Hey, yo, welcome to my channel. I got nothing. I literally have nothing. This is a team that Stearns built. David Stearns built this team, and I mean, I've got nothing. I've got nothing. I can complain and bitch all I want to, but it does nothing, right? It does absolutely nothing if I can bitch and complain. Honestly, this is. It, I honestly was like hopeful for this season. Honestly, that they were going to make a playoff run, not clinch the East. I was being realistic. I knew they were not going to clinch the East, but at least make a shot at the wild card. But I've got nothing. I mean, Peralta can only do so much, but like the fact that the offense is this bad, I mean, letting Alonso go like that, I mean, I'm pissed off that the Mets didn't like trade him for some. If we were gonna lose him like that, we should have gotten something in return, but we got nothing. I mean, a compensatory pick in the draft, ooh, whoop damn do. But reality is like I'm afraid that this might be Peralta's fault. I mean, not Peralta. This might be Mendoza's fault, honestly, because first year, I don't think Mendoza was the right manager that year in his first year. Second year, which was last year, you can see he didn't do what was expected. I mean, this is a team that went to the NLCS, and the next year they can't even make the wild card spot, and they were like in first place for a bit, and then they lose out. I mean, quite honestly, it's like the Mets have no way of finding the right manager. Showalter, he had them show up at least, but the problem is I think he was over managing. Mendoza, I don't know. He seems more of a everyone's saying he's more of a like an analytical coach, but reality is I think he's more of a gut feeling coach, letting his emotions play into it basically. I want to say Carlos Beltran might make more sense, but Beltran might be similar to what Mendoza is. I hate to say this, but like looking at it now, I think Mendoza and Beltran have a similar style of coaching, and I don't think Beltran would do it any different. I mean, this is a case where I think the Mets need the right manager, and I don't know who the right manager is, quite honestly. And I hate to say this, but maybe like get someone that is a little bit analytical at the same time as well too, like someone that has a mix of both analytical and also you know more of a kind of a bench coach separate person that was had serious experience. Maybe bring back Randolph, Willie Randolph. I mean, yeah, granted they collapsed those 2 years with them, but maybe he might be able to get them back to where they are. I don't know. Um, he had that. I mean, he learned from Joe Torre. Let's be honest, he did learn from Joe Torre, so I think he would understand from that perspective. I, I hate to say this, but its reality is like I don't know if you want a former player as a coach. I think you get someone from the minors. This is weird, really weird. Like sometimes you don't get any minor league managers up into the majors. I mean, usually with football and basketball, sometimes they go to college to bring these coaches up there. I mean, why not get a college coach or manager or coach? Why not get a minor league coach up there? I mean, that's what the minor leagues are for, not only for your players, but also for maybe managerial development as well too. I mean, hell, at this point, we're so desperate. I would say like, let's use AI. AI in this case, let's use Claude, a combination of Claude, Chat GPT, and Gemini. Why not? I mean, what else is there? I mean, honestly, I'm at a loss. What harm is it? If it works out, hey, it shows that AI probably is better at this point. So let's do that. Why not use AI at this point? Surprised no one has an AI LLM for managing games. Quite honestly, that'd be great if we could have an AI LLM that manages games. Wait a minute. Sort of hitting on a idea here. This is what happens in real time, folks. Um, yeah, I guess you can build an LLM to draft the right players as well as sign the right players, as well as manage the players. Kind of have an LLM for a GM and an LLM for a manager. Why not? And for coaches, pitching coaches might be a different story though. I think you need, I think Senga. I mean, I told you Senga was going to have problems. I didn't think he was going to have this bad a problem. Maybe he corrects himself. I don't know. I hate to say this. Maybe switch him and Manea. I mean Peterson as well too. Honestly, Peterson more of a bench relief player than a starter. Honestly, because at this point, I don't think he deserves to be a starter. Based on the last 2 seasons, maybe even 3 seasons, it doesn't look like he deserves to be a starter. McLean at least is doing good enough. He's doing better than Peterson. Um, Senga, maybe switch him off from Nehemiah is doing really well, and in the as a relief pitcher right now. But I hate to feel that Mineo could be like a Seth Lugo, where the Mets misused Lugo. Maybe use that, bring Mineo back into the starters. Holmes, I don't know. Clay Holmes, it's hard to say honestly. Maybe make him back into a reliever. I don't know. Uh, Hell, maybe even bring up Scott and Tong. I hate to say it, but maybe bring those two guys up and let's see how they fare. Because right now at this point, I think the Mets are desperate, and when Soto's back, maybe it might change the offense a little bit. But reality is you could tell the Mets hitters are not having fun. The players themselves are not having fun playing the game, and I think it's a case where like Mendoza, of course, the media as well, the New York media, and as well as Stearns and Cohen, have basically put the pressure on the players: produce or leave. And it's a case where, like, when Nimmo was gotten rid of practically, as well as McNeil and a little bit of Alonso, that was more of a case where, like, I think they wanted the team to revolve around Lindor, because Lindor, let's be honest, he's definitely a 5-tool player, better than Alonso from a 5-tool aspect of things. Um, right now, the Peralta for Sprout trade seems to be good so far. I guess we're lucky in that aspect, but reality is like I think we had high expectations, and I think this is a case where like we shouldn't have. We should have probably had low expectations. Um, there's a case where like I think the Mets have got to do something and change. They got to change something somewhere. And I hate to say this, but I mean, granted, Stearns and Cohen have given Mendoza his backing, but reality is I think that first year there when he got him to NLCS, I think that got him to a certain point. But I think Martinez himself, when he came to the team, I think he was the reason why the Mets hitters were having fun, and they, like they just was like, why not? Why not us? And you had that playful atmosphere as well as a bunch of the players themselves, like Iglesias and whatnot. They were all like, basically creating the fun atmosphere that from that perspective. So I maybe bring up a few of the minor leaguers. I mean, Benj seems to be maybe the only highlight at this point, quite honest, as well as Robert Jr. That was a good signing. Let's be honest, that was pretty good. Those are the only two that seemed to be decent. I mean, outside of that, Bichette and Polanco, it sounded like it was like almost like from the movie Moneyball. And I keep seeing clips on the Moneyball here and there, and like, forget we lost Giambi, we got to get the aggregate. And I think that's what Stearns was doing, which that was 10 years ago, 16 years ago, to be honest, 20 years ago, more than anything else. That was like 20 years ago, how things are. Things have to evolve, and like I don't think Stearns has evolved enough. And whatever he did to Milwaukee, I think maybe he got lucky. It's possible he got lucky, but I don't know. We need pitchers. We need pitchers. And some have said, like, the Mets have not developed enough of the fielders themselves or positional players. The Mets have not gotten any really good positional players from the farm system, maybe out of all a handful. Yes, Darryl Strawberry. Yes, David Wright. Alonso, that's kind of a here and there type of situation. And then you've got, Edgardo Alonso. Alfonso. And then Jose Reyes. I mean, yeah, those were pretty good, positional players that the Mets were able to develop. Alvarez, right now, not doing much at this point. They haven't really developed a really good center fielder. I mean, or Well, actually, Benj is getting there. We had PCA, but we let him go. We traded him away. I don't know if that's going to come back to bite us because like the way PCA is right now, it doesn't seem like he's producing as much. But give him time, he might get him back to what he was. Um, Outside of that, I'm not sure there are any really positional players that the Mets came through the Mets farm system that has really done well with the Mets outside of David Wright and of course Dallas Strawberry, but more of David Wright. Basically, positional players that have come up with the farm system and retired as a Met. Because you could say Strawberry, but reality is he left for a bit out. He left afterwards. Um, Alonso came, but now is gone. Jose Reyes left. Uh, David Wright's the only one that pretty much retired as a Met. That was a good positional player. I mean, Alfonso, he left, of course. Got Alfonso, and then I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, honestly, because I'm hoping Benj is that person that can kind of generate the what PCA did with the Cubs. Maybe Batty does something and changes himself around. I wish the Mets had traded Vientos when he was hot. He was, ready to, they could have gotten some positional players from the minors that could have helped him out in the long term. I mean, yeah, granted, I thought originally Vientos when he was brought up, he might be well, but like I felt like that was a fluke, and you could go back to my videos and you could see that I said like Vientos should be traded. We never traded him, and I think we're experiencing that fallback now of not trading. Now his stock is like dropped so low that we're not going to get anything from him except for maybe peanuts. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I mean, honestly, right now, I mean, it's not June yet. It's not even May yet. So maybe we wait till the middle of May and see where the Mets are at. Because like around this time, the Mets were not that great as well too in the 2024 season. Maybe things change. I hope so. Only time will tell. With that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.